Welcome to Research Talk. I hope you all are enjoying our time together on exploring phenomenology. In our previous videos, we talked about history, philosophy, and also talked about some other aspects of phenomenology. In this video, I'm going to talk about a question that I'm always being asked, particularly from doctoral students, which is how to identify a phenomenon. So in today's video, I'm going to talk in detail some of the ways you can orient yourself towards a phenomenon. So when you hear the word phenomenon, generally we think about what comes to our mind is a research topic or a research focus. That's what comes to our mind. However, in phenomenology, the word phenomenon is used in a more broader sense, so more broader context. And what it means that a phenomenon is something that presents itself to our consciousness, or a phenomenon is something that manifests or appears through our day-to-day living. So a phenomenon is something that we interact in our day-to-day living, and it is there, it manifests, it appears in our life, grounded in our day-to-day experiences, day-to-day living. So in a way, a phenomenon is, I would put it like inness experience. So we as humans, we are part of this phenomenon. We are living this phenomenon. So phenomenon is something that we are surrounded by these all different kind of phenomenon. And these phenomenon manifest in our lives through the way we live, the way we process experience, the way we interact with the people, how our relationship with the objects and people around us is. So when you hear the word phenomenon in phenomenology, this is what it means. Yes, it means a research topic, a research focus, but in phenomenology, it has a broader sense, and that sense is how something manifests itself, appears through our day-to-day living experiences. So that's a phenomenon, what it means in phenomenology. Now, how to identify a phenomenon for study? So let's talk about that. How to orient yourself to a phenomenon. The first thing I recommend is choose something that interests you, that you are passionate about. So when you think about what I want to study, what phenomenon I should explore, think about something that you have experienced, something that you are very passionate about exploring. I give you an example. I'm currently doing a study. I'm exploring a phenomenon which is lived experiences of conducting qualitative research. So what I'm doing is I'm interviewing doctoral students who have recently completed their dissertation study, and I'm also interviewing faculty who are involved in conducting qualitative research. So I'm trying to understand the lived experiences of being a qualitative researcher. So how I stumbled upon this phenomenon, I'm always passionate about qualitative research. I have been doing qualitative research. So the idea was that I need to know what it feels to be a researcher, a qualitative researcher, what it means to be a qualitative researcher. So I choose this phenomenon not because I only stumbled upon it, but I'm very passionate about it. So choose a phenomenon that you are very much passionate about it. The second thing you should do to orient yourself towards a phenomenon is reflect, think, discuss, wonder, about the phenomenon. What it means is, before you apply for any formal permission to start your data collection, so in US, you will be applying for Institutional Review Board application. In other countries, there are other institutional policies that you need to follow. So before you formally apply for permission to start data collection, you need to spend time with the phenomenon. You need to reflect, you need to think, you need to wonder about this phenomenon. Think about your own experience with relation to the phenomenon that you are passionate about, you are interested in. Reflect, just write your thoughts, think about it. I would also recommend spending some time with your colleagues, with your friends, or maybe spending some time with people who have some experience of the phenomenon that you want to explore. So this is very important. So when I started my own phenomenological study on understanding the experiences, lived experiences of being a qualitative researcher, I first spent time. So I myself have been conducting qualitative research. So I reflected on my own experience, my own journey of being a qualitative researcher. I talked to some of my colleagues who are engaged in qualitative research. I note down my own reflections in my journal. I also talked to some of the students who recently completed their doctoral dissertation using a qualitative methodology. So I spent a couple of months, 2-3 months, to really reflect on the phenomenon, sort of dwelling with the phenomenon. And that helped me to orient myself towards the phenomenon before I formally applied for Institutional Review Board application. Third important point when you orient yourself towards a phenomenon is remain open during the whole process of this pre-reflection when you are orienting yourself towards a phenomenon. Remain open means that when I'm reflecting on my own experience as a researcher, I'm having this open mind, which means that I'm not thinking like, oh, this is how this experience is. No, I'm always wondering, okay, this has been my experience, but I wonder what other researchers, what other qualitative research experiences have been. When I'm talking to my colleagues, when I'm talking to students, I'm always being open and wondering, and I'm jotting down, noting in my journal all my thoughts and wonderings, and my interactions with my colleagues and other people. So throughout this process, I'm completely open in that. So these are the 3 steps I would suggest when you start orienting yourself towards a phenomenon. So before you apply for any formal paperwork to start your data collection, spend some time dwelling with the phenomenon. In fact, I call this process of orienting oneself toward the phenomenon as dating a phenomenon. So you all have experience of dating people to find out who is suitable for us. So orienting oneself toward a phenomenon like a dating experience. So you go out with the person, you spend time with the person, you talk to the person, you try to understand the person. Before you decide whether this person is suitable, do I want to go ahead in this relationship? Do I want to tie the knot with this person, marrying this person, settling down this person? We spent a lot of time understanding that person. So this idea of orienting oneself towards a phenomenon is similar to dating experience. So date a phenomenon, spend some time, make sure you are passionate about the phenomenon, and then reflect, think, discuss, wonder, spend some time, dwell with the phenomenon, and throughout this process, remain open. I hope this explanation would have given you some idea about how to identify a phenomenon for your dissertation project, or if you are doing an independent qualitative research. I'll see you in another video. Till then, have a good day. Bye.